Queen has died. The Queen of England has died. So, this is rather alarming. It is. It's somewhat alarming that we just did a video on the Queen of England yesterday, and she is now passed. Hello, and good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So, yeah. Well, the official news story is the Queen of England has died. And we were talking about the Queen of England yesterday, how she went to South Africa on her 21st birthday and pledged her allegiance. And she said South Africa more or less was her home. She was at home in South Africa, in Cape Town, South Africa. And it was in 1947 is when she visited, which happens to be Roswell and Dead Sea Scrolls and Israel, and all kinds of things happened in 1947. A lot of organizations came into being, all of it, you all. So, hello. Yeah. Let's wait. Okay. Let's get over here, you all. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, we got this, you all. We got Apple Books, honey? Thank you. So we've got some of these images of the Queen right here, and this royal crown with purple, lots of nice jewels and stuff. I guess she must have just died. Right here, she must have just died, you all. May she rest in peace. Some images of her. Look at that throne, all laden in gold. Oh, yeah. See some more budget crisis and all of this stuff, you all. Wow. So how did she die, you all? I think she died of old age. She did. You all, please be respectful. Be respectful, because people do have feelings. They do. The longest, look, Queen Elizabeth becomes the longest reigning British monarch. The longest reigning British monarch. Right there. Look at that scepter. Look at her necklace. It's like, wow. Listen, you all, please. Can you please be respectful? Regardless of how you might feel, this is a peaceful forum. It is. And we just talking about the news is all. That's it. We're just talking about the news. You all, just let me put this link in here. I'm going to put the reference in here. Let me write the word reference. R-E-F-E-R-E-N-C-E. Reference. Is plural. This is what we got going on, you all. Purple Rain. Purple Royalty dressed in scarlet. We've got this. Let's see what happens, you all, because you would think that this would be big news. Okay. February the 23rd. Look at this. Is Queen Elizabeth dead? What to expect when she dies. See, they already had her planned to die, I guess, on August the 11th of 2022. Why are they writing an article about this? As soon as Queen Elizabeth dies, Prince Charles will become king. He is permitted to choose his own name and is expected to become King Charles III. At this stage, a meeting of Ascension Council will take place at St. James's Palace, and all formalities will take place. He will be named king one day after the Queen's death, you all. Let's look at this, because I never knew that they wrote something like this ahead of time. Look at this, is September the 8th. So, today in Buckingham Palace, they released a statement informing the public that Queen Elizabeth is under medical supervision following advice from her doctors, and the Queen's close family has been informed, and it's been reported that all of her children will come to Balmoral to be with her. And granted, this is September the 8th. Well, firstly, the nation will go into shock as the royal biographer Penny Jura explains that her death will be a traumatic event for Britain. The Queen is such a tremendously popular figure, and during the course of her reign, so much has changed so dramatically. There's not an aspect of life that hasn't changed, but one of the constant in the midst of this has been the Queen, this rock-solid thing we can hang on to. But before the general public becomes aware that the Queen has passed, several things have to happen behind the scene. I can't believe we're reading this, you all. It's like, wow. What do you got right here? Okay, pass behind the scene. Let's look at these pictures. Oh, sorry. The image can't be loaded, you all. Guess you're not supposed to look at it. 1930, Queen Elizabeth, Queen consort to King George. The Princess Elizabeth left and Margaret rose. Boom. London Bridge is down. London Bridge is falling down. Why do they make that song? Falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. My fair lady, take the key and lock her up. Lock her up, lock her up. Take the key and lock her up. My fair lady. What a strange song to have in a nursery rhyme. It just popped in my head. That is really strange. You see this right here, and it's put in your head. Once the Queen is passed, Operation London Bridge begins. As we learned from The Crown, the death of Elizabeth's father, King George the Sixth, was known as Hyde Park Corner, while that of Queen Mother was the Tay Bridge. This doesn't make sense that they would have these things. So once London Bridge is down, the Queen's private party secretary, Sir Edward Young, the KCVO, will be responsible for informing the public minister before the information is released to the 15 other countries where the Queen is the head of state and the rest of the 36 Commonwealth nations. This is done by the Foreign Affairs Global Response Center, which is housed at an unknown location in England. We see Prince Charles of Britain stands in vigil at the coffin of his grandmother, the Queen Mother, as it lies in state April 8th of 2002 in Westminster Hall, London. The Queen's mother funeral is scheduled April the 9th of 2002, you all. April the 9th of 2002. You all, please, let me remind you, please be respectful in your comments, regardless how you may feel. Yeah, because we're not going to block everybody. There's too many people to block. There really is. Let's read the rest of this, because I didn't know they had anything like this written. Now, of course, I think that's King Charles, or which one is Charles? I don't know. Is this Andrew? I don't know who this one is. I'm not quite sure. The first time the public becomes aware of her death is when a notice is placed on the gates of Buckingham Palace. Let's look at Buckingham Palace. On the gates of Buckingham Palace. That's the first notice right here, you all. All staff will wear a black armband on the left arm, which must measure 3¼ inches wide. A statement will then be released to the Press Association and other news outlets. At this stage, main TV channels will pull regular programs, and news readers will wear black suits and ties. DJs on the air will see a blue light flash, which means to cut the news as soon as possible, and blanket coverage will begin. The press scramble. At ITV and Sky, the staff has used the code word Miss Robinson. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than I can say. Hey, hey, hey. Something to you, Mrs. Robinson. Why do they got these songs like this, you all? I'm sorry that these songs are popping in my head. I really am sorry, but it did. I can't help it. So the code word would be Miss Robinson for years to refer to the death of the Queen. And once the news is public, news outlets will release ready-made stories about her life, her reign, and legacy, while the scramble for space at the main locations will begin. Specific spots next to Canada Gate and the bottom of Green Park have already been agreed by BBC, ITV, Sky, and others. King Charles III. As soon as the Queen Elizabeth dies, Prince Charles will become the king. He is permitted to choose his own name and is expected to become King Charles III. At this stage, a meeting of Ascension Council will take place at St. James Palace, and all formalities will take place. He will be named the king one day after the Queen's death, and after his siblings have ceremoniously kissed his hand. Proclamations will be made, and while the Queen lies in state, Charles will visit Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. His first words as monarch will take place at St. James Palace. And of course, you know, Prince Charles and Queen Charles and Diana. Right here, Charles and Diana, you see that she is no longer in the picture at all. She's not. Here's an image of their wedding. So you all, let me, I'm going to leave this open because I will go back to that. So there his picture is right there. He will take place at St. James Palace, his first marks. Let's see him. Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, in chief of the Welsh Guards, attends a remembrance service at the Guards Chapel on November the 14th of 2010 in London, England. So let's see. The coronation of King Charles will be planned for a few months after the funeral, and the title of Prince of Wales will move to Prince William, although not immediately. Before the funeral, there will be an expected 10 days before the Queen's death and her funeral. During this time, her body will remain at Buckingham Palace so her family can spend time together. Okay, so they can spend time together. She will then be moved to Westminster Hall, where she will lie in state for a number of days so the public can pay their respects. More than 200,000 people visited the Queen's mother body in 2002. And then on the 10th day, the Queen's body will be moved to Westminster Abbey for a state funeral. The funeral will be attended by the state officials from all over the world and will be coordinated by the armed forces and the government. On the day of the funeral, the country will be given a national day of mourning, including the stock market. And Big Ben will chime at 9 a.m. on the day. The crown jewels will be cleaned that morning before the coffin arrives at Westminster Abbey at 11 a.m., and the country will fall silent. What if the Queen dies at Balmoral? If the Queen dies while in Balmoral, I'm not sure what Balmoral is, inside this castle right here, this is her annual summer break to the stunning Balmoral Castle right here. If she dies in Balmoral, things change slightly. Her body will be moved to the Holy Rood House in Edinburgh and then carried up to the Royal Mile to St. Giles Cathedral for a funeral service. By then, the public will be notified and will likely line up to throw flowers at the royal train, which will carry the body back to London for the burial service. And if the Queen dies abroad, a coffin will be flown out to her. In fact, the royal undertakers, Leverton and Sons, keep what they call a first call coffin, ready in case of royal emergencies. This was originally published August of 2019. August of 2019. Right there. You can see some pictures right here. What to expect when she dies. The day the Princess of Wales became Queen Elizabeth. When Queen Elizabeth reveals where her father hid the crown jewels during World War II. Wow, I didn't know her father hid the crown jewels. Let's see her, because we did a video yesterday if you missed it. It was on the Queen visiting South Africa in 1947. This is September of 2022. It was Prince Philip who told his wife and her father had died and she was now the Queen, his cousin has revealed. That young and the Queen. Just like that. See, and they have this footage on her wedding day. The reason Prince Philip never became the first Sea Lord. What to expect when she dies. This is really strange, you all. It really is. You're talking about her death and she has not even been dead at all. You can see they'll all be dressed in black. And I won't put these links because when we put this main link, you'll be able to click into it. Queen Elizabeth revealed where her father hid the crown jewels during World War II. Why was this article written on September the 6th of 2022? June the 2nd of 1952, or 3, Queen Elizabeth and the Duke of Edinburgh were at the crowds, wave at the crowds. Letters revealed that in order to protect the royal jewels from the Nazis, they were hidden in a biscuit tin 60 feet below Windsor Castle on the order of King George the... Is it the 6th? Yeah. The documentary, The Coronation, released in 2019, features an interview with the Queen Elizabeth about her coronation. It reveals that the jewels were removed from their setting by a librarian and hidden in a Bath Oliver biscuit tin before being placed in a chamber dug beneath the castle. The main man who tried to steal the crown jewels. What jewels were hidden? One of the most important is the Black Princess Ruby, which had been mounted on the imperial state crown since the days Queen Victoria ruled. Despite the crown being remade in 1937, the ruby remains in place. St. Edward's sapphire, which is older than the ruby, is set in the cross of the crown. The Cullinan diamond, which is set in the Queen's scepter, is another important gem that is believed to have hidden during the war. Ooh, during the war. How am I going to get that off of there, you all? She wasn't aware that the jewels were hidden until Bruce told her, as herself and Princess Margaret were just children at the time. So the black diamond, or the black ruby, the black ruby. Why? What's so important about that black princess ruby, you all? Should we look at that really fast? It's all going to be about the Queen now. The Black Princess Ruby is a large, irregular, cabochon red spinel weighing 170 carats, set in the cross-patay above the Cullinan II diamond at the front of the imperial state crown of the United Kingdom. The spinel is one of the oldest parts of the crown jewels of the United Kingdom, with a history dating back to the middle of the 14th century. Okay, So there we've seen it. The middle of the 14th century. Look at all of these images, you all. I guess this is the Black Princess Ruby. You know what? I don't think that originally belonged to them. I don't. No, I don't. Never heard of it in my life. But looking at it, I don't think it never belonged into the royal family. I don't. No, I don't. So she's dead. London Bridge is falling down, is what they call it. London Bridge is falling down. We got to look at the nursery rhyme. London Bridge. Bridge is falling down. Lyrics. Let's see about this. London Bridge is falling down. My fair lady, where are you now? 'Cause London Bridge is falling. Build it up with wood and clay. London Bridge is falling. But wood and clay may wash away, all gone before the morning. Build it up with bricks and stone. London Bridge is falling. But bricks and stones won't last alone. They'll crumble for the morning. London Bridge is falling down. London Bridge is falling. My fair, where are you now? 'Cause London Bridge is falling. London Bridge is falling down. London Bridge is falling. My fair, where are you now? Because London Bridge is falling. Build it up with iron and steel. London Bridge is falling. But iron and steel will bend and reel and break before the morning. Build it up with shiny gold. London Bridge is falling. But soon the gold will all be stone and lost before the morning. London Bridge is falling down. London Bridge is falling. My fair, where are you now? 'Cause London Bridge is falling. Sent a man to watch the night. London Bridge is falling. Suppose the man should close his eyes and sleep until the morning. Give the man a pipe to light. London Bridge is falling. Pack it full and last the night, and burn it until the morning. London Bridge is falling down. And that's what it is. My fair, where are you now? 'Cause London Bridge is falling. Why on earth that song about London Bridge and Mrs. Johnson? Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Song. Lyrics. And it's probably to somebody else, but then I want to see what that popped in my head. Lyrics, let me see this. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven holds a place to those who pray. We'd like to know a little bit about you for our files. We'd like to help you learn to help yourself. Look around, and all you'll see are sympathetic eyes. Stroll around the grounds until you feel at home. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Hide it in a hiding place where no one ever goes. Put it in your pantry with your cupcakes. It's a little secret, just the Robinsons' affair. Most of all, you've got to hide it from the kids. The cookie, put it in a, hide it in a, would they hide it in a tin, a cookie tin or something? Put it in your pantry with your cupcakes or something, you all. Yeah, so all of that. Let me put this back to me. I'm going to put all the links here that I put on there. So as you all watch, we're going to do that. This is really strange. It really is so strange, but that's okay. You can look inside the castle right here. We can look at here. I'm going to hide that, cut that one out. Look at this one right here with Diana and Charles. Copy it, put it in here. Right now I'm putting all the links. If you ever wonder where I go, I try to make it a point to put all the links to where we go. I'm going to put this to AZ Lyrics, and that's really strange with that song popping in my mind. But that's okay. It probably popped in other people's minds too. It really did. London Bridge and Simon and Garfunkel, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven holds a place to those who pray. She's out. Where are the crown jewels hidden? They are hidden somewhere. They were hidden. The crown jewels were hidden. Where was it again? Hidden in an Oliver biscuit tin. There. An Oliver biscuit tin. So this is the original article, British Heritage, and you can find all the links that we went to. Let's put it at the tippy. Oh, I already put it there. We'll just put it again to make sure it's the same one. Yeah, it's, no, this is British Queen Royal Elizabeth dies. Place it right there, you all. Oh my gosh, you all. Yeah, this is wild. It really is wild. The Queen is dead, and we read right here in this one thing, right here from September the 8th of 2022. The article was originally written, if we can look. It was originally published August of 2019. They published it 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. This is 3 years later. They published this 3 years in advance, this article right here. And they told you what was going to happen. They did, and everything. So this is interesting. We never knew it. London Bridge is down. It's fallen down is what happened. What's that? Ding dong, the Queen is dead. Oh, that's the witch is dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Okay, yeah, that was another thing. That was the Wizard of Oz, is what it was. So, yeah, let's look over here on this one page. The most recent is what to expect as the world's longest reigning, the day the Princess of Wales, the Queen Elizabeth reveals where they hid those, and from castle to ministers soaking. All right, so that's it. Right here, she has died. Right there. So, I am going to go, you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. The crown will now be passed to, is it Prince Charles III? And if something happens and he passes, who's it going to go to then? William? Yeah. God Save Our Queen anthem. Yeah. Oh, you're so very welcome, you all. Please be respectful in your comments, because death is it's very stressful for some people. It is, and there are people who loved her dearly. There are, and who are you to say that they didn't? Who are you to say that their love for her was not real? Okay, we can't. But it's in the news, and we're going to see what happens. We got the end of the September when the Pope says bring all the money back to the Vatican, end of the September. And so something's going on. There is like a change of guard. Seems to be so. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I never expected to hear this today, especially since we did the video on the Queen yesterday. Love you.